Teachers as lifelong learners, we've seen that there are three domains of learning, and there are certain proficiencies within these domains of learning. And we need to explore and understand these particular proficiencies within the three domains. In terms of the knowledge domain, there is communication, how the reflective practitioner uses communication skills effectively in their teaching and in terms of their reflective practice. The reflective practitioner is using appropriate written and verbal communication, an articulation of ideas in order to develop their practice and develop the practice of others. And it's not necessarily just about communication, but it's about using language to build an understanding of ideas and to bring experience together with theory. I mean, additionally, it's also how the reflective practitioner uses different media, different means to communicate understanding, whether it's written through a journal or through a magazine, a professional magazine, or through some other media, maybe a blog or other writing. Communication, therefore, brings clarity to the reflective process, and it provides opportunity for feedback and developing ideas and goals for further development. And this very much contributes to the individual's ability to structure and restructure knowledge and to reinforce their learning. Communication skills also allow the teacher to achieve the goals that they set themselves, because it is a means for clarifying those goals and therefore motivating towards the goals, providing enthusiasm about the subject and about learning of that subject. And the teacher as a lifelong learner is continually therefore in a process of using and refining communication skills with themselves, with colleagues and with students in order to develop the teacher identity. Another component of knowledge is critical thinking. The teacher needs to engage specifically with critical thinking, because this focuses understanding on key aspects of professional practice and professional identity, and informs the creation and generation of knowledge and skills for the profession in a very reasoned and logical and informed way, which can be trusted by teachers and by communities of practice. Critical thinking is therefore a very powerful model for the teacher to use in terms of the process of thinking through teaching in the classroom and working with students, and therefore it does contribute to the context of teaching and perhaps even contributes to the wider society. In terms of domains of teaching, interpersonal skills become very significant for the lifelong learner. The capacity to interact with people, to empathise with others, to sympathise, to show sensitivity towards other people in the community, and to work with both adults and children very productively, very positively, in caring and meaningful ways, and therefore producing environments which are good examples of these qualities. Interpersonal skills are those which we possess, therefore, in terms of the skills which we need to foster for peer collaboration. And the teacher, therefore, must be willing to work with others, to seek help from others and advice and guidance in order to develop themselves as lifelong learners. And therefore, interpersonal skills form a basis for this continuous process. Integration of discipline knowledge is very important. The discipline, the subject that we're working in, is significant for lifelong learning. Because it's the subject we're teaching, we need to integrate the different perspectives of the discipline into our views of the subject and how we intend to teach that subject to the students. And how the teacher brings all of these things together actually helps with teacher identity. technology integration in the classroom or in the school environment is useful for constructing knowledge, because it's through this process which brings reflective practice into the 21st century. Organisation and classroom management is another proficiency that the teacher is engaging with, because classrooms are very complex environments, and teaching engages with complex activities, and therefore there needs to be very clear support mechanisms for the reflective practitioner in this regard in relation to reflective practice. We need to adopt, therefore, strategies which are very proactive in terms of developing skills for classroom management and organisation management, and which support the organisation as well as our own positive expectations of teaching and learning. And of course, scholarly inquiry is a fundamental principle of reflective practice. Teachers need to be well versed with experimentation, exploration, and also be knowledgeable about trends and issues which are emerging in teaching, and how we can actually bring these to our own teaching through research and through experimentation within an academic environment. And then, of course, there's reflective wisdom. Through reflection, teachers gain much deeper understanding of their roles and the knowledge that they bring to teaching. And therefore, this can help the teacher become much more effective as a teacher, develop their teacher identity, and this is very useful for lifelong learning. Reflective wisdom is ongoing. It's not something that you acquire. It is ever evolving and ever changing, and it is something that the reflective practitioner will draw on continuously as a means for ongoing learning and development. And also cultural awareness and acceptance, the context in which the teacher is working, and the diversity of personalities and experiences that the teacher is working with. The teacher must provide educational opportunities for everyone, themselves, the students they're working with, and their colleagues, because this will strengthen everybody's appreciation through the diversity of what is potential, what is possible within the school.